So what do I think is getting an Oscar nomination next year for Best Picture? Hey guys, it's Brian. Welcome to the Awards Contender. This is my final video in my extremely early Oscar prediction series. We are talking Best Picture today, the 98th Academy Awards. What is getting into those 10 slots in Best Picture? Let's begin with Sinners. I think Sinners is the only film that got like a nationwide release in the first 8 months of 2025. The first 8 months that is getting into Best Picture. I don't think anything else even has a shot. Like, I guess some people could argue Materialist, The Life of Chuck, maybe. I don't think it gets into Best Picture. I think Sinners is it. This movie was a phenomenon with critics, with audiences. Like, it kept doing really well at the box office weekend after weekend. It didn't just open big. Like it stayed big for many weeks. Many people went back a second, a third time. Everybody loves this movie, as do I, of course. I think this is going to go down as one of the greatest films of 2025. It deserves to be in Best Picture. It's going to be there. That would be one of the biggest Oscar shockers, I think, in the next few months. If Sinners somehow missed Best Picture? Like, if it was only 5 slots, maybe we could have that discussion. With 10 slots, oh yeah, Sinners is getting in. Now let's talk about 3 films that played at Cannes, I think have a shot, starting with Sentimental Value, which just got the biggest rave reviews out of Cannes. I've been reading up on the movie, watching the new trailer, and I cannot wait to see it at the Toronto Film Festival. A few days ago, I was officially accepted as a member of the press at TIFF, and I am going. I got my plane tickets, I got my lodging. I am going to Toronto again in September. I can't wait to see a bunch of films, review them for all of you just a few weeks from now, right? That's just like 6 weeks away. It's going to be here sooner than we think, and I cannot wait. Sentimental Value is going to TIFF. That is official now. And so, yeah, that is going to be one of my top priorities. I will have a review for you in early to mid-September. Obviously, I have very high expectations for that one. Anything less than a 9 out of 10, I will be disappointed. I'll be like, oh, okay. You know, I hope it's like one of the top 2 or 3 movies of 2025. I think it's going to be. And then you have the big winner at Cannes, the Palme d'Or winner. It was just an accident. I've seen that show up on some lists. Like, you know, this could maybe get into Best Picture. What won the Palme d'Or last year? Anora, right? Anora won the Best Picture Oscar along with some other things. So we have to keep It Was Just an Accident like on the list. I don't have it in my final 10 right now. I don't know if you do. I have to see the movie. I think that's playing at TIFF too. So I'll check that out for you. But right now I don't have it on the list. A film that's very close to making the list. It's like number 11, number 12 for me right now is The Secret Agent, which won Best Director and Best Actor at Cannes, and is likely going to be Brazil's official entry for Best International Feature, like the big film from Brazil for 2025 that's going to be competing at the Oscars. It's their I'm Still Here this year, The Secret Agent. And the reviews of that one have been very strong. I've been very intrigued to see that one. It's also playing at TIFF, so I will see that too. Right now, I have The Secret Agent hovering around slot number 11 or number 12 for Best Picture. All right, now let's talk about 3 big ones. 3 huge movies coming out later this year that nobody really has seen yet. One Battle After Another arrives first in September. I don't think that's playing at the festivals. I haven't heard anything yet. Like, maybe it could get a screening at TIFF. Like maybe that announcement is still to come. But it might just go straight to theaters at the end of September and skip the festivals entirely. But this is absolutely one of the most anticipated films of 2025. Anything less than great, you know? Anything less than like an 8 out of 10 for One Battle After Another will be a crushing disappointment. I really hope it's good. You have DiCaprio in the lead role. You have that amazing ensemble. I think if the movie is really strong, you have DiCaprio there. He always draws in audiences. So I'm hopeful. I think that's going to be a big movie this year. I think it's going to be a big Oscar player. Is DiCaprio getting into Best Actor? Is the movie going to get 7, 8, 9 Oscar nominations? I don't know yet. I predicted in the last video that Paul Thomas Anderson will get into Best Director, so obviously I'm also predicting it to get into Best Picture in a field of 10. I mean, his last 2 movies got into Best Picture and Best Director. The last few DiCaprio movies have gotten into Picture, right? Like, what's the last one he did that didn't get into Picture? Was it The Great Gatsby? Like, you have The Wolf of Wall Street and The Revenant and Once Upon a Time in Hollywood and Don't Look Up and Killers of the Flower Moon. Those all got into Picture. So you put Anderson and DiCaprio together, a big fall release movie, it has to get into Best Picture, right? It has to get in there. Like, that would be a shocker. That would be crazy. Another big one, of course, is Wicked for Good, coming out in November. We don't know yet how well that's going to do at the Oscars. Will it do as well as the first movie? Will it just get into like a few technical categories? Maybe it misses the acting categories this time around. I feel like Wicked for Good is either going to overperform big time or it's going to underperform. As long as people like it well enough, I also think Wicked for Good is safe in Best Picture. Even if it misses a ton of categories right now many of us think it's getting into, like actress and supporting actress, let's say it misses those, it looks pretty solid. I don't know if I'll like it quite as much as the first one, but even if it's not quite at that level, it's still getting into Best Picture, I think. And then Avatar: Fire and Ash, James Cameron's 3rd Avatar movie, comes out in December. And it's like, okay, well, the first Avatar movie got into Picture and Director in a variety of categories. Avatar: The Way of Water 2022, it missed Director, but it still got into Picture. And that's a movie that everybody really enjoyed and did very well at the box office, of course. So Avatar: Fire and Ash, I think, is also like guaranteed going to be a huge box office hit. Will it get into Best Picture at the Oscars? I have it in right now. I just think based on how well the last 2 did at the Oscars, and, you know, this being the big December release, and they just released the trailer, it looks fantastic, you know, it looks really good, so I have it in a field of 5, it would miss. I'm like almost 100% on that. I don't think it would make a field of 5, but in a field of 10, I think Avatar: Fire and Ash is safe. And now let's talk about the smaller films. Not all of them are super small, like indie and stuff. Like some of these are pretty big, but they're not quite as big as Wicked and Avatar and stuff. Now I'm going in alphabetical order, starting with After the Hunt, which I have been hyping up here on the awards contender for months. And boy, I hope it's good, right? I'm gonna feel kind of silly come October. We all see the movie and it's like, no, it's okay. I've been talking up this movie all summer in this extremely early Oscar prediction series, so I am crossing my fingers, guys. I think the trailer is great. That just came out a few days ago. I thought it was fantastic. Julia Roberts looks amazing in it. You have Andrew Garfield and Io Debris in the story that just looks really compelling. And it looks kind of different from the other movies Luca Guadagnino has been making as of late. Based on everything I've read about it, based on that trailer, we will know out of Venice, like, you know, what the consensus is from the critics there and stuff. I'm very sad to learn it doesn't look like it's going to TIFF. I think it's going from Venice to New York Film Festival. I don't think it's going to TIFF. So I won't be able to see it and review it for you in September, outside of me getting a screener or like some way to watch it before mid-October. I think that's when it's opening nationwide in October. I will see it then, of course, and I am so freaking excited. The Ballad of a Small Player I have to include in this video. I'm not predicting it to get into Best Picture right now. There hasn't been a trailer released yet as of this recording. I haven't seen too much about it, other than some stills that have been released recently, all with Colin Farrell. I just think because it's directed by Edward Berger, the man who made All Quiet on the Western Front 2022 and last year's Conclave, the fact that he directed both of those movies to Best Picture Oscar nominations, The Ballad of a Small Player could be his 3rd in a row. It has Colin Farrell and Tilda Swinton in the lead roles, and they're both great. The movie looks like it has really stunning cinematography and stuff, and I don't know too much about it. I think that one's going to TIFF. I can't quite remember. It's been a few days since I looked at the list, and they're adding movies constantly, I think, throughout August, so that might be something I can see in a few weeks. Bugonia, Yorgos Lanthimos. His new movie, Bugonia, starring Jesse Plemons and Emma Stone. Is this getting into Best Picture? Is this going to be a huge awards player? It is uncertain right now, guys. I don't know. I've seen a few lists that has this in the top 10 for Best Picture, like easily. But based on the trailer that came out a few weeks ago, it doesn't scream Best Picture to me. It looks like a smaller movie, kind of like a Kinds of Kindness, than it does a Poor Things. So I feel like it will be a player in some respects. Maybe it's just an acting, maybe screenplay or something. I have high hopes. I really want it to be a big Oscar contender, you know? See Jesse Plemons and Emma Stone get in again, see Yorgos Lanthimos get into director, the movie and picture. That would be awesome. I'm not rooting for this to fail. Just based on the trailer, I wasn't getting Oscar vibes. Right now, I have it just a little bit outside the top 10. Frankenstein, I would love to see get into Best Picture. That is also a question mark right now. I think it has to be just undeniable. It has to be extraordinary in every way, on a narrative level, emotional level, the acting, the cinematography. Everything just needs to rip in that movie. Everybody has to go nuts for the new Frankenstein film by the one and only Guillermo del Toro. I cannot wait. That is going to TIFF. I was kind of shocked to see that. I thought that might play, something later in the season. I didn't think it would go to Venice or TIFF or Telluride, but oh boy, that is going to be one of the hot tickets at TIFF. I hope I can see it. I'm going to try. I will do everything I can because I adore Del Toro, and he has been at the Oscars before, The Shape of Water. I know it's a Frankenstein story, and that's what holds me back. I'm would the Academy give a Frankenstein movie a Best Picture nomination? I don't see it right now. It's not on my list for this video. But boy, that would be awesome. I would love to see it. I hope it's great. I know it's going to be great. It's Del Toro. This is a movie he's wanted to make for many years. He's finally done it with an amazing cast. The trailer is great. I can't wait to see it at TIFF, hopefully. I need to see the new Frankenstein film in a theater. Come on. That has to happen. Hamnet. Hamnet I've been talking about for a few months. I think outside of this movie, just disappointing, underperforming, people not really going for it, I think Hamnet is almost guaranteed a Best Picture nomination. With Chloe Zhao directing, that great cast that includes Paul Mescal and Jessie Buckley. The source material, it's a novel that's done really well in the past few years. People love the book. And it's a period drama about William Shakespeare and his wife, and I think Hamnet's going to do well next award season. I think this could be one of the big players. Not just get into Best Picture, maybe even director in an acting category or two. Maybe it could also be one of the year's big winners. That could happen, I think. Hamnet is on my list. I think that one's also going to TIFF, so hopefully I can see that soon. I'm very excited. I've been reading up on that one since April, and it just looks like it's going to be a really dazzling film. Jay Kelly, the new film from Noah Baumbach, starring George Clooney and Adam Sandler and Laura Dern. This one is probably going to be a huge Oscar contender in picture. Actor for Clooney, maybe supporting actor for Adam Sandler. I'm hearing rumblings that he's very good in it, and after having sat through Happy Gilmore 2 a few nights ago, I am ready for an Oscar buzzy role for Adam Sandler. Holy cow. I think Jay Kelly is probably going to get into Best Picture. Even if it's not in the top 5, maybe it's slot 8 or 9 or something. Noah Baumbach did very well a few years ago with Marriage Story. And I just think if Jay Kelly is in that league, maybe it's not quite as good as Marriage Story, but it's pretty good. In a field of 10, I think it's getting in. Marty Supreme, Timothée Chalamet. Is this getting into Best Picture? I think it is. I think with the Christmas Day release, Timothée Chalamet doing as well as he's been doing the last few years, especially last year being in 2 Best Picture nominees, right? Dune Part 2 and A Complete Unknown. And like this also being Christmas Day, it's a period film. It's got Gwyneth Paltrow in a supporting role. A Safdie brother is directing it. Based on the still images I've seen, like behind the scenes and stuff, Timothée Chalamet looks pretty well certain to be coming for his next Best Actor Oscar nomination. It looks like a transformation for him, something kind of different, completely unlike A Complete Unknown, and Dune, of course. It just seems like that's going to happen. Right now, I would have it in the top 5 for Best Picture, not in the second 5. I think it's right up there. I don't know if it's going to be a contender to win a bunch of things, like maybe actor for Chalamet, we'll see. But I would say right now, I'm almost 100% certain Marty Supreme is coming for a Best Picture nomination. Rental Family, I wanted to mention. I don't think I've brought this movie up at all in the last few videos. I don't think I even knew about it when I was talking about Best Actor many weeks ago. Brendan Fraser is in this new movie, Rental Family, that is going to TIFF. And I'm hearing rumblings that this could be a big awards contender in a few months. I don't know too much about it. I think Brendan Fraser is like the one big name in that movie. But Brendan Fraser just won an Oscar for Best Actor 2 years ago, so we have to keep an eye on anything new he's doing, and it just sounds like this could be a big awards movie. I'm going to see it at TIFF. I will review it for you. I will see in a few weeks if this is going to be a giant contender or if it might just kind of fade away come November, December. Like maybe that could happen too. But I've heard enough about Rental Family that I thought I need to include this on one of my extremely early Oscar prediction videos. Springsteen, Deliver Me From Nowhere. What is going on with this title? The title is really like putting me off, guys, which is absurd. You know, if the movie's really great, it's going to get into Best Picture, probably Best Actor for Jeremy Allen White, and like it could still be a big contender. I just think there is something so cowardly about putting Springsteen, in front of Deliver Me From Nowhere. I don't like it. I don't know how you feel about it. When they announced that, I was like, what? Okay, I understand why they're doing it. They want audiences to know, oh, this is a Bruce Springsteen movie. Maybe they wouldn't know if they just call it Deliver Me From Nowhere. But what confuses me about this is that A Complete Unknown just came out a few months ago, did very well with audiences at the box office. That movie's not called Dylan, A Complete Unknown, or Bob Dylan, A Complete Unknown. Why put Springsteen in front? I don't like that at all. When I saw them do that, I took this movie out of the Oscars. I was like, oh, maybe it's not going to be an awards player. We will wait and see. Maybe I'll go see it. I think it comes out in October. I'm not sure if it's doing the festival circuit. I haven't seen that come up. But if it's not September, it'll be October, and maybe I'll walk out and be like, screw the title, whatever. This is going to be a big awards player. But right now, I don't have it in Best Picture. I have decided instead for that 10th place slot, kind of the wild card slot, a movie we don't know too much about right now, I have decided for my list right now, as of this moment, to go with The Testament of Anne Lee, starring Amanda Seyfried. I think this movie is going to go one or two ways. It is going to explode onto the scene like The Brutalist did a few months ago, or it'll come out and there will be appreciation for it. Some people will like it. It'll be very divisive and it doesn't really go anywhere. I think it's going to go the former. I think The Testament of Anne Lee is going to be a bigger deal than many people think right now. That's the vibes I'm getting, because it is Mona Fastvold who co-wrote The Brutalist with her life partner Brady Corbet. There hasn't been a trailer yet, but from the few still images I've seen, it looks very grand in scale, and Amanda Seyfried might give one of the great performances of 2025. If that's the case, let's say she becomes a frontrunner to win Best Actress, or at least is in the top 2 or 3. If she could potentially win Best Actress at the Globes and at SAG and the Oscars and stuff, then I think the movie also gets into Best Picture. That's what I'm feeling right now. We all have to see it. This is going to TIFF, and I will do everything I can to see and review The Testament of Anne Lee for you as soon as I get there, as early as possible. I cannot wait. this movie has shot up to one of my most anticipated films of 2025, and as of this moment, I do think The Testament of Ann Lee is getting an Oscar nomination for Best Picture. So I hope you enjoyed this extremely early Oscar prediction series I've been doing since April. My next Oscar predictions video will be at the end of August, right before I leave for TIFF. My annual very early Oscar predictions video we'll see about a month from now where everything is, like how everything's shaking out as the film festival circuit is beginning. This is going to be a very exciting award season. I can't wait for it to get started. To wrap up, as always, here are my extremely early Oscar predictions for Best Picture in alphabetical order. They are After the Hunt, Avatar: Fire and Ash, Hamnet, Jay Kelly, Marty Supreme, One Battle After Another, Sentimental Value, Sinners, The Testament of Ann Lee, and Wicked for Good. Thanks so much for watching and subscribing, and let me know in the comments below, what do you think is getting into the Best Picture category at the 98th Academy Awards, and I'll see you next time at the Awards Contender.